Hello, dear astrology family. Satsang at Astrology. Again, here I will share my views on this full moon in Aquarius. And welcome to my channel if this is your first time, and welcome back if you are subscribed. And I appreciate your subscription and likes and comments. Thank you. Thank you for visiting. And I'm in the middle of moving homes, and but I wanted to make this short video in order to tell you my ideas about this full moon. Let's remember and remind us that Pluto is square the lunar nodes. Pluto is back in Capricorn. And this is and this is important, and I'm going to show you then in the chart why it's so important. But one of the importances is that Pluto was at 28 degrees back in January 21st, 2023, at the new moon in Aquarius. It was at the same exact degree it is now. So go back memory lane in your journal or your memory to see what was going on, what has started back then, because now you have a culmination, a completion of the Aquarius cycle. So that is important. At the time of the new moon in January, Mercury was conjunct the North Node in Taurus, ruled by Venus, and Venus at that time was conjunct Saturn in Aquarius, and around 23, 24 degrees. So this is kind of similar because right now we have this Venus retrograde that helps us reevaluate and rethink our desires and relationships and finances, etc. And back then in January, Venus with Saturn was taking things seriously, right? She was reconsidering for example, the excesses. She was restraining herself. She was being more disciplined with finances, with in relationships, etc. So our desires started with this new moon in Aquarius in January, very earnest, trying to rein our finances, for example, because Saturn puts us into a certain discipline, right? So now we have this completion, and Pluto is back again at the same degree. So something is going on at 28 Capricorn that is now culminating. We will talk about a little bit more about Venus retrograde, but I just wanted to emphasize Pluto is back in Capricorn, and that is the wrapping up of something that we started in 2008, right? In 2008, I moved to this house, and now 15 years later, when Pluto ends the trip through Capricorn, I am moving out of the house. So it's interesting for me, and maybe you can see the effect of this Pluto transiting Capricorn in your own life. So what else? Yeah, I wanted to share social media with you. You have my email address where you can contact me for readings, and all the information about the services that I offer, and the prices are in my blog. So my blog is statstangat.astrology.blogspot.com. There is a page that says what I offer and how I work. So there you find all the every reading, the description and price. I also teach a course, so if you're interested, just contact me by email. So now I will share the chart to give you my ideas about this full moon in Aquarius. So first of all, we have the sun in Leo, in the first decan of Leo, right? So strong sun, very, very strong. I would say it has authority, it has power and fire, is very inspired, and is like all Leos, right? Very proud of itself. So the Dwad is Sagittarius and ruled by this Jupiter in Taurus. So at the same time, this Jupiter is in the decan of Mercury because it's the decan of Virgo. So pay attention, Sagittarius, Mercury, and Jupiter in Mercury sign, decan, and then we have the moon in the sign of Aquarius, the decan of Aquarius, and also the Dwad is ruled by Mercury because it's the Dwad of Gemini. So here we have an interplay between the Mercury sign and the Jupiter sign. So we have a play here about something that has to do with receiving new information, with or a culmination of learning something, and how we put it in the context. So with this full moon, something becomes very clear, and we put it in a context. We put it in the wider knowledge that we have. It's a new piece of information that completes that cycle started in January. So not only that, but the moon is also square Jupiter. So this new piece of information that we are receiving either in the social context, Aquarius, through internet, or from science, for example, goes probably against or is in conflict with the wider context, with the global information circumstances, because there is some revelation here. The full moon is so clear, so big, and is also very close to the earth. So we have this full moon that is also a crisis full moon, where we learn something that probably contradicts or is in conflict with an assumption that we globally had. Jupiter, right? Jupiter. So something about science, an assumption, scientific assumption or declaration, some revelation, since it is a piece of information in the area of Aquarius. It could be information about the air, about flying, about aviation, about astronomy, revelation about travel to space, learning the far away places in space. I recently saw an event about montgolfiers or balloons in the air in France, very beautiful, where people from all over the world gather, more than 500 montgolfiers flying there. And that's another sign, something air, right, in the area of Aquarius. So I think some piece of information will create a conflict, something that doesn't quite agree with the global or assumptions that, or beliefs, right? Jupiter beliefs that we had before. So certainly is important. The moon is also parallel Pluto, which means that there is some transformation here. Our mind is transforming in some way because of this piece of information that we are learning. So it's very creative, but it's also healing, and it could have implications in the health or healthcare, because it's quintal Chiron and is biquintal Mars in Virgo, which is another sign of health. So, and ruled by Chiron, according to my observations and research. So Chiron ruling Virgo, and it's the moon biquintal Mars in Virgo and quintal Chiron in Aries. It may have to do with the survival of the species. It may have to do with life, with the vulnerability of our lives in some way. So the moon is also in conjunct or semi-sextile Saturn, and is let's see, the chart. This chart, it has a predominance of fixed signs, and the elements are mainly earth and air. But here there is another interesting thing, because the configuration is called locomotive, and the leading planet is Pluto again. So here we have a transformation, we have an ending. Since Pluto is squaring the nodal axis almost exactly by minutes, we are ending something, right? As I said, Pluto is wrapping up the transit in Capricorn, and something is ending, is dying for us. But we haven't yet get acquainted or get finished with the South Node, and we haven't started with the North Node either. So we are closing, for example, relationships. We are transforming the past way of conducting relationships, but we have not gained independence completely yet, the North Node in Aries. So we are here it's like a seesaw, right? Pluto will be the middle point, right? The fulcrum, and then the South Node and the North Node, it will be like a seesaw, coming and going, right? Going up and going down, because we are looking for a balance. Once Pluto finishes in 2025, it finishes the work that he has to do in Capricorn, then we are going to move towards the North Node, right? And it will be probably near Pisces by then. But what I mean is that right now, where something is dying in the area of Capricorn, we're ending something, we're ending, but we haven't finished with the past, and we haven't started yet the future. So that's what the T-square means with the nodes. And I explained more in detail in a past video that I made. So here we have the ruler of the Duad, where the moon is, as I said, Gemini, is Mercury, and Mercury is exactly opposite Saturn. So here we come with this piece of information this full moon brings. We come to a point where we need to take responsibility. Saturn is saying, "Oh, not so fast." So we need to be careful not to come to conclusions too fast. So we need to take this piece of information in a way that wait and see what happens. Let's be careful. Let's organize ourselves. Mercury is very strong in Virgo, and Mercury will analyze like Virgo does, right? Mercury analyzes, organizes ideas, and solves problems. So here we have a very active Mercury, but Saturn is saying, well, let's see, we need more information. We need to take this very seriously and give it time. And give it time, maybe later on we'll see other things, how this works, for example. So we are learning to die through Pluto. It is probably a stage in life that we are changing, a situation, conditions, circumstances are ending. And this piece of information has a main role in what we are doing and how the future will be for us. So let me see my notes. I think that's all I have to. Oh no, Venus. Venus has been in a finger of God, or a double yod with Pluto and with Neptune. And this is the second time it has passed. One time was direct, and it made this finger god, and now it is retrograding and doing it again, and it will come back and it will do it again. So frankly, I think this Venus, which rules the south node at the moment, has something to say about the transformation of our dreams, the transformation of our illusions, maybe a disillusion about our desires, right? A disillusion, because Pluto shows us reality, tangible facts, and it's very cruel. It opens the Pandora box, right? And everything comes up. It doesn't matter if it's ugly or corrupt or rotten. So here we may have disillusions about a relationship, for example. We may have a revelation with this full moon, a piece of information that now we understand that our desires were misplaced, or that we put the money in the wrong place, I think this talks about disillusionment, about whatever Venus represents in your life, either relationships or um, we we come to a realization of something with this full moon. Is revealing something, and it could be very matter of fact. It could be scientific, as I said. It could be a piece of information that someone tells us, or a piece of information in the news. So and with this, I think that's all I have to say for now. I hope that you have a great full moon, and share with me, if you can, what is going on in your life around this full moon, because it would be interesting. As I said, for me, I'm wrapping up a stage in life and starting a new stage. We'll see what it brings, right? So I wish you the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for visiting, and make sure you like it. Bye.